Alright, now we have an exercise example 1. It says you have to create a start-stop switches on HMI with main emergency control. Alright, so we have created start-stop switch in the last video. The start was M0.0, stop was M0.1. We need to make these switches, this is the condition. And the emergency is M0.2. Alright, in this case output is Q0.0. So how we can do that? Let's go back to the program. Now this start-stop was initially being used to latch and unlatch M0.0, but now this is not the case. We need to use this M0.0 as a start and M0.1 as a stop. So what we can do is we can actually latch this object, latch this output. Alright, so what we can do is, you know the latching, you can take another network, another branch, and take another bit, and you can connect this bit here, and this can be given the same address as this one for the latching. So Q0.0 is the same. Now to unlatch this output, we have to put an NC here or use NO switch, NO contact in the HMI. So we'll take an NC contact here and let's tag it as M0.1. So once this NC is on, this will be unlatched. This we know that, alright, okay. Now we need an emergency as well. For the emergency, we can take another NC, alright. Put it here and let's take it as M0.2. Okay, now we can also change the tag. You know, we can rename this tag because tag 1, 3, 4 look really confusing. So I can rename this as start. This is my start. This is my stop. This is my emergency. This is my output, so let's rename it as motor. Okay, so now we have start, stop, emergency, and motor. Now we need to make that in HMI, so let me take it as float, okay, so that it's easy to monitor while creating the HMI screen. Alright, now we have start here, so we have to rename this tag with start. So I'll just go to its event, and this button, let me just select it again. Alright, this button is used for set and reset, okay? So even the start and stop. So what you can do is you can delete the functions already assigned. Oops, I'm sorry. So when you press the start, you want this bit to be on, but it acts as a push button, okay? So we'll select the function set while key is pressed, okay? Now here we have to give the tag to start, so you can give start here. Alright, similarly stop, this is this bit, so when you press this bit this will be open, so this is also the push button, so you put set while key is pressed. In the tag you can press stop. Alright, so this is my stop. Now we need to create an emergency here. So how to create an emergency? Now you must note that emergency is not a push button, it's a maintain button, alright, with a mushroom head. So what we can do is we can actually take a switch here, okay, so we can enlarge it, and to make it look a little more realistic you can change its properties. So double click this one and go to the properties, and here I will take switch with text, okay. So this is the text when switch is on, this is the text when switch is off. You can change the text. So in the off, I will write emergency not pressed, or you can write emergency off, okay. So in the on, emergency, or I can write pressed, and here I can write release. This will make more sense, okay. So we need to change its appearance because this is not visible. So go to the appearance. This is the color. Emergency, I can take this. Oh, this is the text, the background. Okay, I think the text also makes sense. And here as well, when the switch is off range, on range, I think this is okay. This text is okay, or I can change it to white as well. Yeah, this is okay. So let's download the logic again and let's see how does it work. So first we have to download the PLC logic. So it's downloading. Alright, it's downloaded. This is online monitoring. Great. Now let's go to the HMI and download this logic. Everything works fine. Load. And this is loaded. Alright, so let's go to my main block again and see our HMI being loaded. So I'll go back to my screen 0. Now you can see that start, stop, and emergency. Right now it was, everything is, I need to rearrange the bits. Okay. Alright, so this was my start, this was my stop, and this was my emergency. Now you can initially see that everything is reset. Now if I press the start, this bit is latched because this is the latching principle. We know that already in the PLC lessons. And this is for stop. This is my start and that's my stop. Now if I press the emergency, this is emergency is pressed. Oh, I think I did not tag my emergency. We have to tag it with M0.2. So I think I skipped the step. So emergency should be tagged. Oh yeah, there's no tag. Emergency. Alright. I think stop is tagged correctly. Yeah. Okay, let's download it again. So this happens when you don't tag correctly. You may not find buttons working properly. Okay. So let's go back to main and go back to the HMI. And let's see the operation once again. Okay, this is emergency. Now emergency is pressed here. And you can see that this is open. Alright. Let me just reset the buttons again. Okay. So when I release the emergency, I can start the output. I can reset the output. This is start and this is stop. If I press the emergency, now I cannot start it, because this contact is open already. So this is my emergency control to turn off the output. So similar way you can use emergency buttons at various locations in your logic so that when this emergency is pressed from the HMI, nothing works. Alright, so when you release the emergency, now this is released, this start stops works fine. Okay, so even if you if you latch the output and if you don't press the stop, just press the emergency, it will turn off the output. Okay, so I hope this makes sense, and if you have any doubt, you can come back to me by commenting on this video. Thank you so much.